莱坞动作冒险系列《极限特工》12年后再续新篇，新作《极限特工：终极回归》2月10日正式登陆内地院线。孤胆英雄范迪塞尔领衔回归，携国际特工团队开启全新冒险任务。路比罗斯、迪皮卡·帕杜科尼、妮娜·杜博夫组团超级娘子军，刷新系列颜值新高度。中国动作影星甄子丹实力加盟，玩转极限运动，大秀炫酷真功夫。实质影片上映之际，时光网独家专访了几位特工团队的新成员，分享了他们新兵上阵的极限初体验。
This is completely different from Rogue One, completely different from all my Ip Man series. And that was quite motivating for me to be able to play a role like this because, frankly speaking, for the longest time as an Asian actor, usually we get typecast. They ask you to play. I mean, unfortunately sometimes people still would ask me a question like, or ask the question like, oh, does he speak English? These type of questions, right? So I think it's very, very important to showcase it is your talent rather than your race. And this character is just really charming and cool character. And I want to show the audience that I can pull it off and connect to the audience.
All these years together, you're still shocked when I improvise. Kill!
When I came into the set, I was quite comfortable. I was quite easy for me to speak to DJ or stunt coordinator because they all see my films. They understand my films. And in fact, the stunt coordinator told me they have the stunt unions, stunt teams. I don't recall the name of it, but one of their homework to do was to analyze one of the films that I've done 11 years ago. It's called Flashpoint, shot by shot choreography. So it just made my job a lot easier where when I make my suggestion, I didn't have to go but usually in my industry in Hong Kong, I have my own team, but when I came in, I came in alone. But today, I have no problem communicating and making my suggestion because everyone kind of understand what I wanted to express.
We're willing to die to keep the world safe. How about you?
I live for this.
I go low.
I'll go high.
He's a very smart producer. I mean, we do live in one global city, world citizens, right? Mm-hmm. Especially today where with the internet technologies, where everybody understands each other's cultures a lot comfortably and easily than ever before. I mean, it only makes sense to put all culture into one film because we're making films for every single one of us.
There is this on-screen, personality that he has, and we're familiar with the kind of films that he's done. But as an actor, as a co-star, I didn't do any homework. I did not want to do. I wanted to see what happens when the two of us actually interact and do a scene together. And it was very interesting because we'd never worked. We knew each other. We know each other personally, but we never worked together. And the very first scene in the movie, I felt, was actually a great scene for us to start because they're meant to be not familiar with each other. And there is that sort of mystery between these two people. You don't know if Serena's good or bad or why she's there. And I think it just worked so beautifully for that scene.
Whatever it is you're looking for, you're going to come up short.
Does this mean you're not making me breakfast in the morning?
I watched the original, the first film 15 years ago when I was quite a bit younger. And I remember loving the film and wishing I could be part of something like that one day. And I guess follow your dreams, people, because that little tiny thought I had 15 years ago manifested itself into a reality.
Your character, Becky, is much different than I've seen you play any character before. She's a lot nerdier. Was it fun for you to kind of get your inner geek on with playing Becky?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would use nerdy. She's smart. She's a smart, confident woman. Confident in her technology, mind you. Not so much with human interaction.
Exactly.
But that was really fun. She was definitely the comic relief in the film. That's how it was written, and there was a lot of great bits, and I got to improv a lot as well, which was really cool to be granted that ability to have the freedom to improv and sort of play and try things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay. Like they were very inclusive. All ideas were good ideas, and so it felt like a very safe environment to play around and have fun. The thing about this movie, actually the thing about all action movies, is that for the most part, women are just eye candy, and they're just sort of there to look pretty. And in our film, of course, the women are beautiful, but that's not what defines them. They are confident, they're strong, they're independent, they kick ass, and they work with the men, but they don't necessarily need the men. And although there's a bit of conflict between the women ultimately learn that they need each other, and they're stronger when they work together, and they achieve more. And it's better for women to support women instead of put them down. It's a great theme in the film that I really enjoyed, and I think is a very important one for girls and for women watching the movie.
I wanted that for women in film. I wanted to see an action film where the woman can do the same thing that the guy does. And it happened. It finally happened. And I think that's what drew me to XXX, the fact that I get to play a character that is so strong and smart and intelligent and funny and emotional, and, you know, all of these different characteristics that I think women own. Women are like that. Women in the world today are like that.
Here we go.
I've met so many women in the last week or so who've seen the movie, and they literally like, thank you for doing this movie, or they feel like they like included. They feel like they have something, or they have a voice. And I think that's because they find Serena relatable. You know, she could be any one of us, and it was high time. It was high time we saw a character like this in a movie like this.
I mean, I feel like that's a reflection of the world that we live in now.
Absolutely.
Things have changed, and I can only speak from my own friend group, but I feel like I'm seeing it filter through a lot of others. But I have a lot of great, independent, awesome, badass, successful women in my life, and so it's great to see that on screen too.
I got juice, and they know I do. Come through with your posse, get nasty, cause I got the sauce, yeah, can't lose. I got juice, and they know I do.